accepting our offer, and we were also very keen for your speech. We are looking forward to that. So I heartily,
Okay.
warmly welcome you to our department. And
Thank you.
we've already introduced you. Our students already, they know about you. But
Okay.
I just want to just say in 2 3 words. May I?
Yeah.
May I? Yeah. Okay. So for this is all for our audience. You know about Sir. Again, I would just take the privilege to speak about him a little bit. Dr. Rajesh is a well-known, published over 22 researches in multiple scientific platforms, including many international journals. And he had a lot of variety of work centering around yoga to improve breathing in children with ASD, going to the effective career management. Okay. And so all these, so I welcome Dr. Rajesh. So, Dr. Rajesh, now it's over to you. And I am sure our students are also eagerly waiting to hear from you. And I hope this today I
Thank you,
will
madam.
not have the net issues, and the
Yeah.
network will be fine. Yes.
Okay.
So it's over to you, Dr. Rajesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So as usual, before we start, let us have a prayer. Guru Pita Gurur Mata Gururdevo na samshayaha karmana manasa vacha tasmat sarva prasedyate. Okay. So let me brush up in the last talk where I stopped. Just I'll brush up for 1 or 2 minutes, then we will continue with the slides. I think everybody can see my slide. I'll make it
Yes, yes.
slideshow.
Yeah, it's visible, Dr. Rajesh. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were discussing about the chanchalatvam, that is nothing but distortions of the mind. So for example, when you are going to exam, you want to know whether I study this or that. When you are going to some work, whether I do this particular work or that particular work. So this is the modern age problem actually. Modern age problem where the mind gets diverted to too many things. It will not be concentrated to the particular work. So that is what we call it as chanchalam, okay, or distortions of the mind. So we have a solution in the yoga. So that is my talk today. So as I already that day I mentioned, even Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Arjuna in the Mahabharata, even he had the chanchalatvam. So he says, Društvevam sajam krishna yuditsam samupasthitam sidanti mama gatrani mukhancha purishishyati vepatuscha sharire me romahasya jayate gandhivam samsate hastat tvakcheva paridahyate nata shaknomyavastatum brahmativa chame manaha. That means I am not able to fight because whatever I am seeing, they're all my brothers and sisters, and my uncle and aunts. So I cannot fight. So what is happening to me is I'm not able to hold my bow. Okay, I am not able to hold my bow. It is falling to the ground. So hasta gandhivam samsataya hasta. That is what he says. And finally he says that shaknomyavastatum brahmati chame manaha. I'm getting the chakkar. That means I'm not able to stand. So I cannot do this war. I will sit. That is what he says. So again, just I was telling about this Dhyayato Vishayam Pumsaha Sangaseshu Pajayata in the second chapter again Bhagavad Gita. When you are not in the constant mind, what happened? I think you people remember. I gave an example of the car. What we will do is we see a car. That means Dhyayato Vishayam Pumsaha. Some thought on the car. So Sangastesho Pajayate, we make a friendship with that car. That means which car is good, that car is good, this car is good. Whenever we are walking on the road, we see all these things. Then Sangar Sanjayate Kamaha. That friendship will lead to the Kamaha, that is desire. That means this particular car I need to buy, this particular car I need to buy, this car suits me. So that thing will come. Then Kama Krodho Bijayate. If you are not able to take that particular car, then you will get anger. So then Krodha Bhavati Sammoha. That means again the Krodha. That is when you get anger, finally you will decide that somehow I will buy that car. So what you will do, if you are in a government job or in the private job, you will take bribe, or you will do some mischievous work and get the money. So that is what you do. So sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti vibhrama means the memories will get spoiled. That means from the childhood, you know, which is buddhi bhramshat buddhinasha. When memory gets spoiled, the buddhinasha, that means the intellect factor, which has to be, which will decide whether which is good and bad, that will get spoiled. When that is spoiled, the whole the person as such a person is get spoiled. So that is what happens in the chanchalatvam. So these are the things when chanchalam comes to your mind, you will face all this yogantaraya, that is called as yoga vignas. So 9 vignas you will face. Then usually in the modern world, chanchalatvam means, that is what we say, yoga. We say do yoga. Then the people now, modern age people, they think, why don't we do the yoga with the beer? Okay, which is dead opposite. Then again, the chanchala mind versus ekagra mind. The chanchala mind will have lot of thoughts, as seen in the image, lot of thoughts, and the ekagra mind will have a specific thoughts. Then the distorted mind and the ekagra mind, that day I told you, it is a disturbed mind and one pointed mind. There will be fear and they are ready to face the work. And one more important thing is related to health. Okay, in a distorted mind or disturbed mind, there will be disturbed in the digestive system, but in ekagra mind, there it is an undisturbed digestive system, and the ambition, the decision which is taken in the distorted mind is ambiguous, and in ekagra mind it is unambiguous. So that day I explained about the definition of health also. According to Ayurveda, they say the health means the sukhayu and hitayu. Sukhayu means and spiritual health. That should be good. Then World Health Organization also gives the same definition, that is physical and mental and social well-being. And in our yoga also, they say the mind, body and spirit. Mind, body and spirit should be together. So that is what the definition of health. Okay. Then I gave an example of to understand the manas. Markatasya surapanam madhye rushikadamanam tanmadhye bhuta sanchara yadva tadva bhavishyati. The mind is compared to a monkey. Okay. See, monkey itself is we are not able to control, but we are comparing it to drunken monkey. We are comparing it to. Then madhye rushikadamanam. That means to the drunken monkey, a scorpion has bitten to the drunken monkey. Imagine, we are not able to control the monkey itself as a mind. Okay. Then if a drunken monkey, if a scorpion has bitten to that monkey, then imagine how the monkey reacts. Tanmadhye bhuta sanchara yadva tadva bhavishyati. So that means here what happens is, monkey is there, that is drunken monkey. Then a scorpion has bitten to that tanmadhye. That means in between that there is one ghost also enter into the monkey. Then imagine the condition of the monkey. That is nothing but our mind. Okay. So in the last class we tried to understand what do you mean by mind. According to Sankhya philosophy, there are 6 philosophies of Hindu system. In that Sankhya philosophy, mind is called as Antahkarana, and it has 4 faculties. That is, one is Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, and Ahankara. So Manas is the outer layer of the mind. Buddhi, that is the decision making faculty, and the Chitta, that is the inner layer of the mind, and Ahankara is the ego factor. So here, Manas means the outer layer of the mind means, for example, if you are in your class or in your house, you might be seeing something in front of you. Okay, so that means if I had to say your mind is on that particular object. If you are seeing a pen, your mind is in that particular object. If you are seeing your mobile, the mind is in that particular object. If you are seeing something else, the mind is in that particular object. So the function of buddhi is, the buddhi will say, the intellect will say, whatever you are seeing, it is the pen. Whatever you are seeing, it is the mobile. Whatever you are seeing, it is the laptop. Whatever you are seeing, it is a switch. Like that, it will tell what you are seeing. And that there is a one more faculty called chitta. Chitta means it is the inner layer of the mind. To understand this, if I sit for 5 minutes with the closed eyes, so what happens is initially for 3-4 minutes or 6-7 7 minutes, what happens is whatever the thoughts around you, initially that will come. For example, if I close my eyes, I always remember this laptop, somebody of my student, some wall, some chairs. These things will come. After 5 to 6 minutes or 7 or 8 minutes, then these are all vanished. A new thought will come, which is might be from your childhood, a bad experience in the childhood or a good experience in the childhood, or there are some thoughts which you don't know at all. Actually, that is because of your previous birth. Okay, so you might not know the instant at all, but still the thought will come. That comes in the chitta, that is the inner layer of the mind. So actually, the chanchalatvam, this here it has to be cleared. The chanchalatvam has to be cleared in the chitta part. So then your mind will be calm and it will be undisturbed. Okay. Then one more faculty is ahankara, that is I factor. I did this, I made this, I written the chitta. Chitta is divided into 5 states. That is, one is disturbed chitta. In your class only you can see all these characters. Okay. Disturbed chitta, they will be disturbed. And dull chitta, that means they will be dull. They do not want to do any work. And vikshipta chitta, distracted. That means once they will do this particular work, then they will jump into other particular work. Then again they will jump into other particular work. They don't finish any of the work. Okay. And the ekadra and nirodha. Ekadra is one-pointed. The nirodha is thoughtless mind. These two are the things which is required in the yoga. We have to try it. We need to try to achieve this ekadra and nirodha. Then why this particular chanchalatvam came is, it is because of the kleshas. Okay, it is also called as psychological trauma. Okay, we call it as pancha kleshas. There are 5 kleshas. One is avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. So avidya, ignorance; ego, asmita, ego; raga, attraction; dvesha, aversion; abhinivesha is blind attachment or the fear of death, we call. Okay, so for all these panchakleshas, the root panchaklesha is avidya. Avidya means it is the ignorance. It is not, he doesn't have a knowledge. It is the ignorance of the knowledge. Even Arjuna was very intelligent, very knowledgeable, but he had that avidya at that particular time. Even Sri Rama also, the same thing, he had a problem that he had avidya in that particular time. That is the ignorance about the knowledge. Then what happens is, because of this avidya, the material desire will arise. Because of the material desire, you will do some sinful act that is called as papam, that leads to suffering. That means disturbances in the mind. So to combat this, Patanjali, who's a yoga maharshi, okay, he has given some shlokas, some sutras to combat this. So the one of the shloka is Maitri Karuna Muditopekshanam Sukha Dukkha Papa Punya Bhavanat Chitta Prasadanam. That means if your mind has to be clarified, cultivate the attitudes of friendliness, compassion, and indifference respectively towards the happiness, misery, virtue, and vice. So cultivate these habits, definitely your mind will become calm. Then also he says that Tato Dvandva Anabhigataha. That means when you start practicing the asana, okay, asana in the yoga, so what happens is your mind or you will get a victory on the duality. That means we call it as Dvandva. That is what it is told. Dvandva Anabhigataha. That means that you will get the victory over the duality of life, whether to do this or do that, whether to do this work or that, whether I go here or there, whether I attend this particular thing or that particular thing. See, this duality, you will win over that. Then in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, they say, Yato Yato Nishchirati, Manashanchalam Astiram, Tatasto Niyamya Tadatmanyeva Vasham Nayet. That means whenever and wherever the restless and unsteady mind wanders, okay, one should bring it back and continuously focus it on the God. That means usually you might know in the exams and all, now the corporate terms, when you are very much tensed, what they will say is close your eyes and breathe, concentrate your breath for 10 minutes. That is what they say. Okay, here also it is said like that. Whenever your mind wanders, okay, whenever your mind wanders, so what you do is go and get back towards the God. Here the God means either any object, either any idol, or either any person. Okay, so get back the mind. Get back the mind again and again. So that will get practice. Then your mind will be with you. Then in Hatha Yoga again there is one sloka. Chale vatam chale chittam nishchalam nishchalam bhavet yogi satanatmatmanoti tato vayu niyodhayet. See, usually this you are observed in your life also and in your body also. Whenever your mind is disturbed, your respiration is disturbed. That is what it says. Whenever your mind is disturbed, respiration is disturbed. Whenever your respiration is disturbed, your mind is disturbed. So what you have to do is get the steadiness of the mind. You just control your respiration, so that you will get this one. That is why whenever people are writing the exams, what your teachers will say is, sit, take the paper first. Don't read the paper. Just close the paper. Then close your eyes. Breathe for 5 to 10 times. Then open the paper and see. Because the mind will come back to your body and it will sit and it will be calm. Then in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Asamshaya Mahabaho Manodurnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Jushyate. Asamshaya Mahabaho. That means, yes, Arjuna, it is very difficult to control the mind. Manodurnigraham Chalam. It is very difficult to control the mind. Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Jushyate. When you practice properly, you will get that. But how you have to practice is Vairagyena cha Jushyate. That means with the detachment, you have to practice. Then the mind will will come to your control. So these are all the Jnana Yoga things. Some people, they don't understand these shlokas. So for the people who does not understand these shlokas, so Patanjali has given a SOP. We call it as SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. Okay, so standard operating procedure. So blindly, if you follow the standard operating procedure, definitely your mind will get into the control. So what he has told is, he has told about the Ashtanga Yoga. That means 8 steps to the liberation, actually, he said, but 8 steps to control the mind. Okay, Ashtanga Yoga, it is also called as Patanjali Yoga. Then, in the first step of the Patanjali Yoga, it is in the order. The first step of the Patanjali Yoga is, the first step is Yama. Yama here is the social discipline. That means how you have, being a social animal, how you have to be in the society. That is what explained. See, just think on this. It is explained nearly 5,000 or 6,000 years back. Okay, all these things. So Yama, how you socially you have to behave. That is what it is told. So 5 points he has given: Satya, Ahimsa, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. Satya is truthfulness. Okay. Then Ahimsa is non-violence. Non-violence is one thing, is don't kill the animals. That is also one thing. And one more thing is, don't hurt anybody with your speech. Okay, or with your talk. Don't hurt anybody. Even hurting, that is also Himsa. Then Asteya is a non-stealing of the material. That means don't steal any material. Also, don't think that anybody's property is my property. Don't think in that way. That is also, it is Seya. Seya means it is stealing. Then Aparigraha. Aparigraha means it is a non-hoarding. That means don't accumulate the things. If you see nowadays, the people, what they do is they do so much of wealth that it is like that, it will be enough for another 10 generations of their family. Okay, for my children, for their children, for their children. So another 10 generations, they will do the wealth. So that is called as, you should not do that. That is Aparigraha. Then the Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is walking on the path of truth. Okay, it is not only, it is not, if he is not married, he is a brahmachari. No, it is the way you think on the opposite sex. So that is also, it is very important. That is brahmacharya. Then niyama. See, once the social discipline is told, even the self-discipline is also told by Patanjali Maharshi. Okay, in niyama again he has given a 5 things. That is shaucha, santosha, Ishvara Pranidhana, Swadhyaya, and Tapas. So in Shaucha, you have to have the physical and cleaning as well as also mental. Santosha is the contentment. That means whatever work you are doing, you should be happy with that. Okay. If your matters cannot do anything, okay, or the institution cannot do anything, if you itself is not happy, okay, that is Santosha. And Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana is surrendering to the God or surrendering to the Guru. Okay. So when you surrender, it should be like that. Do whatever you want. I will just sit and do the things whatever you say. So that is what the surrendering. That is Ishvara Pranidhana. Then Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is a self-study. To self-study, I will just give an example. What you do is, every day you will go to the sleep in the night. Before going to the sleep, just 5 minutes, just close your eyes and think what all good deed I did today and what all bad things I did today. So that itself is Swadhyaya. That is self-study. And tapas. Tapas is the determination. That means whatever happens, I'm going to do this particular work, either today or tomorrow. But that determination has to be there. So this is the self-discipline. Then I told about asana, that is tato dvandva anabhigata. When you do asana, so the duality in the mind will go. After that, the pranayama comes. Okay. In the pranayama, they say tasmin sati shwasa prashwasa yogati viksheda pranayama. That means once the harmony with the physical body is attained, that achieved. Okay. That means when you are pakka with the asanas, then sit and concentrate on your breath. That is inhale and exhaling. So that is itself is the pranayama. So when you do that, what happens is dharanasucha yogyata manasaha. It will make you to prepare for the dharana stage. What is dharana stage? You'll come to know. So that it will make you to prepare to the dharana stage. Then after dharana, there is a step called pratyahara, which is very, 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 very important in the yogic field. Okay, you might have seen this cartoon. You are what you eat. That means whatever things you eat. By saying that, we can say what you are. Okay, or how the health of your body is. That is one thing. And one more thing is in the modern science also, the intestine is considered as the second brain of the human body. Intestine is considered as the second brain of the human body. When you eat things which is like more of maida, more of fat things, so what happens is, in the image you have seen, the system will get disturbed. Okay, you can see the image in the image. You can say, so when the system is disturbed, naturally your mind get disturbed. You might have experienced in the colleges. Okay, when you will eat something or someday you'll have a stomach pain or something, but even it is there, you will not be able to sit in the class because your mind will not work. That is why it is called as second brain of the body. So you have to keep your second brain, that is the intestine and stomach, proper, clear. Then in the Chandogya Upanishad, they say about ahara. That means ahara is nothing but food. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi, sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi, smriti lambe sarva granthinam vipramokshaha. That means if your food is good, so sattva shuddhihi, that means your character will be good. Sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi. When your character is good, your memories will be good. Dhruva smritihi. Smriti lambe sarva granthinam vipramokshaha. When your memories are good, sarva granthinam vipramokshaha. That means all your body cells and organs will turn towards the happiness. That means it will be healthy. Then the next step is after pratyahara, it's a dharana. Desha bandha chittasya dharana. That means what you are doing here is either you are concentrating on a place or location. Okay, you keep your concentration on that particular object or the place or location. Then that is itself is dharana. So what happens in the dharana? What happens in the dharana? So in dharana, see, for example, now I'll sit for a meditation. Okay. In English, what happens is we always say it is a meditation. No, actually, English have very less words to explain our Sanatana systems. Okay. So here we divide it as dharana, dhyana, samadhi. All three are meditation. Okay. So in dharana, what happens when I sit and I will concentrate on a particular object? Even surrounding me, I have a lot of thoughts. And object, whatever in front of me, the object also has lot of thoughts. So what I will do, I will sit and concentrate on the object. So whatever thoughts around me get vanished. Okay, that stage is called dharana. If I have to give an example where to understand, for example, you might have seen the small children. Small children, they have a lot of disturbances. For example, mobile, playing with the friends, some other things, okay, and food. They have a lot of disturbance. But in that disturbance, they come and sit and write the homework. No, that itself is the stage of dharana. When this dharana is continued, tatra pratyekatanata dhyanam. So what happens in the when dharana is continued? So initially the thought was around me, that has got vanished. Then the thoughts around the object will get vanished. So at one particular stage, you will be there and the object will be there. Okay, only these two will be there. That stage is called as dharana. Okay, if I had to give an example means you might have heard about the scientist Einstein and all the people. Okay, so what they did is if the food is kept in their lab, okay, he would have forgotten to have the food. Even for you also, it might have happened when you are in the examination time. Your mother might have got a milk and kept it in the room, but you have forgotten that. Okay, morning she will come and scold you. Are not drunk the milk only. So this is what the stage of dharana. Unknowingly, we go to many times we go to the stage of dharana, where a single pointed concentration. Then dhyana. Then after that, it's more of spiritual. So up to now, to remove the chanchalatvam, we should reach to the ekagra mind. Okay, to remove the chanchalatvam, we should reach to the ekagra mind. That is one pointedness, one work, one thinking at a time. So that is what we have to reach. So that can be achieved by this Ashtanga Yoga, or generally we can take it as yoga. So in Ashtanga Yoga, what happens is from top to bottom, if you come, the chanchalatvam, whatever was there, it leads to the ekagra mind. Then the disturbed mind or unhealthy mind will lead to the calm mind and a healthy body. Then duality will lead to the no duality, and the avidya, that is avidya, will lead to the jnana, that means the knowledge. Okay, so this is about the chanchalatvam, that is where how we can remove the chanchalatvam from our mind using yoga. Okay, so I thank everyone, and I'll also thank Ashutosh College and Juma Mukherjee Madam for giving me a chance to present this new concept of the yogic topic. Thank you, madam. If anybody has any doubts, definitely you can. So last time I did for 10 minutes. Today I did for 20 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody from students?
Any question or any queries, you can ask sir. Anybody from students? Whether you have any queries or any question
Related to this topic,
can ask sir. He for you. You can write in the box.
Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Okay,
Juma, I have a question. Juma,
Yes, yes, please, madam.
Didi, তিন্নিদি
কোয়েশ্চেন দিদি একটু মাইকটা অন করো দিদি একটু মাইক করো
মাইকটা অন করেছি তো
হ্যাঁ দিদি মাইকটা অফ আছে
শোনা যাচ্ছে? Am I audible?
দিদি মাইকটা অফ
हाँ मैडम सुन रहा हूँ, बोलिए।
Yeah. Where,
थोड़ा
what
जोर
is
से बोलिए, सुन रहा हूँ।
মিস্টার রাজেশ
what
Mr.
is the
Rajesh?
difference between
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Dhanu
able to hear.
and Dharana? Dhanu and Dharana, what
Hello?
is the difference?
Madam, I am able to hear.
হ্যালো
Hello?
Mr.
Madam, I am
Rajesh?
able- Yeah, I am able to hear.
Yeah. What is the difference between Dhanu and Dharana? These two.
Okay. No, it is not jhana and dharana. It is dharana and dhyana. Okay. So when you sit for the meditation, first you will reach the stage of dharana, then that leads to dhyana.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. In the dharana, there will be many thoughts around the object also, and as well as the meditator also. But in dhyana, there will be a single thought. For example, if you are concentrating on an idol, or if you are concentrating on a photo of a god, okay. So at one particular point of time, you will not have any thoughts around you, and also you will not concentrate the thoughts around
Mr.
that
Rajesh?
particular photo. Yes, madam.
Mr. Rajesh, sorry for interrupt you. There are 3 minutes left.
Okay.
So anyone
Thank you,
from
sir.
others, anyone students, anyone from your side, any queries? Okay, thank you, Mr. Rajesh, for your wonderful presentation and such a knowledgeable presentation in front of the student and the faculty of Ashutosh College. On behalf of the Department of Psychology, Ashutosh College, I would like to thank you for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Mohima, you can end the meeting. Mohima, you can end the meeting.